If you are a freelance developer, you need to get this thing absolutely right, and that thing is how much and how do you charge your clients? Hello, welcome to ResoCoder, where you're getting prepared for real app development by building better, faster, more stable apps and also getting information like this. So subscribe and hit the bell if you want to grow your coding skills. So how do you charge your clients and how much should you charge them? Well, first, you have to determine whether or not you want to charge hourly or on a per project or per milestone in that project basis. Well, if you work with something like Upwork and you get your clients from Upwork, there you're kind of forced to either charge hourly or on a per milestone or per project basis, depending on how the client wants to pay you, because it's up to the client to determine the payment structure on sites for freelancers like Upwork. Of course, you can even negotiate over there with your client to change the payment structure, so you should keep that in mind, but mostly you are going to be stuck with whatever the client deems reasonable. But if you are working as a freelancer and you get your clients from other places than Upwork, if you get contacted by your clients, maybe if you have some sort of a system going on, and you should definitely check out this video which talks about how to set up that system so that you will get clients without you hunting them down, so clients will get to you and not you will get to clients. So that's an awesome video to watch. But no matter how you get your clients, should you charge hourly or on a per milestone basis? Well, I would say that as much as you can, you should charge per milestone or per the whole project. Of course, this cannot be applied to every single thing that you are doing. For example, if you are tutoring people like I am, and if you want to apply for a private tutoring, definitely send me an email from resocoder.com from the contact form. But if you are doing regular app development, you should charge per milestone. Now, why is that? Well, the client's expectations are going to be set from the very beginning, because there is nothing worse than the client not having money to pay you because it takes too much time, and also it's just not great because you will not feel great that it's taken so much time, because when you charge hourly, you are not really forced to think about how long will this project take, because the longer it takes, the better for you. The longer it takes, the worse for the client. So right there, you are setting up a relationship which does not work all that well. Of course, you can charge hourly and give an estimate, and of course then try to fulfill that estimate. That's something different, but do not just charge hourly without giving an estimate of how long the project will take, because you will grow bitter, or should I say the client will grow bitter, and the client may not want to pay you if it takes just too long, right? So if you charge on a per milestone basis, you are going to get paid every single time that you finish a certain milestone. That's an awesome way to do that if you can specify milestones before implementing the app. Of course, that should be doable. But if it's not doable, or if you do not want to specify milestones, so for example, the login screen, then another milestone could be like getting data from the database and displaying it in a nice format and so on. Those are the kind of milestones. And battery in the camera died on me, so I have to record with my phone. So of course you are not going to create milestones in developer speak. You are rather going to create milestones which the client understands. So you are not going to say, create or implement the block pattern for this feature of the app. No, you are going to say that you want to display something nicely on the screen so that the client understands. Unless that client is also like educated in the developer space, but mostly you are not going to be working with people who are developers themselves. So once you define milestone, you get paid for that upon completion. Another thing which you can do when you are not going to be paid hourly is that you can get paid on a per the whole project basis. And then you should charge something like 33% split. I got that from Stefan Mishuk, so thanks Stefan. And the 33% split is very simple, but it's very effective, because if you are charging per milestone, you get paid when the milestone is completed. You should keep those milestones small, and therefore you are going to get paid pretty fast. When you go like that, you're just snapping away at the code and developing the app. But when you are charging per project, you definitely do not want to get paid upon the whole project completion, because then you may not get paid at all if you have a bad client, and also the client may not be just a bad person, but the client may not agree with what you have built and so on, and you will get into problems when you charge at the end. And also, why would you charge at the end when there are options available? So what immediately comes to mind is charging 50% prior and 50% upon completion. But even that is not as great as 33%. So what do I mean by 33%, or what does Stefan mean by 33% split? Well, you are going to get paid 33%, so 1/3, should I say rather, because it's 33.3 periodic, 1/3 of the amount, you will get paid that amount before starting the app. So immediately the client feels better, because the client doesn't have to flesh out half the price immediately before even seeing if you are competent or not. And you still get some money even before you start working. So that's amazing. And then the next 33%, the next 1/3, you will get paid that amount when you complete the basic features of the app. So maybe you are building a visual app, so when you complete the screens, it should really be something visual, because clients are thinking in visual ways. So when you have some mock data coming in and all of that, you don't really have it fully implemented, the app, but the UI is looking already decent, then you should get paid the another 1/3. So now you are at 2/3 of the price already paid to you, and still you are not really even in the half of creating the app, because you have been only working with mock data and so on. So there is still a lot of implementation to do, but you get paid 66% before you do the majority of implementation of the app. And then, of course, as you are working for longer, because implementing the app with actual data, connecting it and all of that, it takes longer. But you have already 66% in your pocket at that point, which means that, you really do not have to worry so much about how long the project will take. Of course, you have to complete it as soon as possible, because you are a professional developer, but at least you will not have any money problems, because you have the majority already in your pocket as you are developing the rest of the app. So also, how much should you charge? Well, I would say that you should set out an hourly rate for yourself, even if you are working on a per project or per milestone basis. And then in your mind, you have to think about how long will it probably take. So if you charge, again, let's set the basis, $100 an hour, let's say, to make it simple, and you think that feature or that milestone will take 2 hours to implement, you will charge what? $200 for that milestone. But you should always keep in mind that things can go wrong. So you should always charge about 1.5 more, or 1.5 times more than what you initially thought. So in that example, when it should take 2 hours and you charge $200, you should multiply that by 1.5, which makes you arrive in the $300 mark, right? Because you have to account for things which may go wrong. Of course, you may charge less than 1.5 the amount, because some things just don't have the means to go wrong. For example, when you are developing something which you have already developed 10 times already, and you can just copy and paste the code. So when that happens, you should not really charge 1.5 times more, but you can, of course, you can, but just keep your rates reasonable, because You should not really overcharge your clients, but you should neither charge, but neither should you undercharge. And yeah, so just define an hourly figure and then go from there and think about how long will it take and multiply that by some factor, which will make you factor in some unexpected things happening so that you will not get paid less when something unexpected happens. That's also very important. If this video helped you to understand how much you should charge your clients, give it a like and also share it with other developers who will surely benefit from it too. Also, if you do not know about it yet, there is an amazing Flutter conference taking place in Warsaw, Poland, the January 2020. So if you want to learn more about that, check out fluttereurope.dev. Link is also in the video description. There are going to be a bunch of awesome people. Even I will be there. So if you want to meet up, go to fluttereurope.dev. Link is in the description and learn more. Also, if you want to get a curated list of Flutter news, go to flutter.education, and over there you can find a list of news and resources curated by me. And also over there on flutter.education, link is also in the description, you can subscribe to my mailing list to get those news and resources delivered right into your mail inbox every week. Leave a comment if you have anything to say, and see you